Hey, it's Calliope back from the dead, and in the true Calliope fashion, we have a train in the background. At least this time there is a shit ton of snow on the ground, so that helps buffer the sound a little bit. So this video has been the bane of my existence. Oh my god. I've filmed this so many times. I think I'm on number 5 now. So I didn't die. Woo. I did not die. Although I came very, very close to it. Unfortunately, because of that, because I was like, I am just about to see the light. The light is there. I need to say goodbye to everybody that I know and love. And I was like, yeah. I didn't ever want to have to talk about this. Like, ever. I don't like being vulnerable on the internet. And once I start talking about this, people want you to continue to talk about it. And I don't. See, when you have something, let me give the example of I don't talk about my borderline personality disorder, because when you come out with those sorts of things, you stop being a normal person. You stop being a normal creator. You're no longer a creator. You're a creator with borderline, or a creator with a disability, a creator with a crippling disease. You are a creator with the grand sum of everything that's happened to you tacked right onto the end. I didn't want that. I wanted to get by on my own merit, not because people, were like, ooh, this chick is dying. I should subscribe to her channel so I can, see what's going on until there's nothing left. I wanted things to just fade to blackness. I didn't want everyone to see this slow decline like my friends and family have had to watch. So, unfortunately for me, that cat's kind of out of the bag. Now, the people who have followed me on Patreon know a little bit more, because I figured that since they were giving me money directly for my channel, I should be a little more upfront about, that I'm a cripple, essentially, and that I'm not incredibly reliable. I tried for so long to appear normal, to appear reliable, responsible, all these things, but unfortunately, I've come to a point in my illness where that's just not really possible. So, there's that. I just didn't want this to taint the image of me. I didn't want it to taint my legacy. That's the whole point in the fade to blackness bit, is that on the internet, I have, as far as we all know, immortalized the best parts of me, right? And on my channel, there exists a girl who thinks that she has a future, who has so many people that love her, no strings attached. They don't look at her in the way that they look at me now. And she is strong, and she is going to take the world by storm. God damn it. And I would not tell her for the world that this is going to happen and all of that is going to cease to exist. Unfortunately, that's not how real life worked. So, we come to this. So, I have been permanently disabled by COVID since November 17th, 2020. There is no diagnosis. I've been to so many specialists. I'm in so much medical debt. Nobody can figure out anything. It's always just, your symptoms are too vague, or I've never heard of these symptoms before. I've never heard of this happening to anyone. Or we don't know what the long-term effects are with COVID. We don't know what COVID does to the body, over and over and over, right? I've only been able to find one way to treat my illness, and it's by being on a very specialized diet and restricting certain parts of foods. And right now, my body only tolerates like 5 things. And that's it, where it tries to shut down. And I'm not being, dramatic here. It tries to shut down. So, if the disease itself doesn't kill me, the way I have to treat it will. It's not very ethical of me to say that I'm dying, but it's not looking like super great. And yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I mean, to be honest, I'm cool with it. Like, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted, bills keep piling up, and it just looks more and more like, everyone is exhausted. Everyone's tired. Nobody knows what to say anymore. If you are not chronically ill, or if, not had a disability or whatnot, you won't necessarily understand this, and I hope to God you never have to understand this, but people look at you differently. And they will swear up and down that they don't, but they do. They do. And it's not their fault. It's nobody's fault, which hurts even more. Having a chronic disease has been like, I'm standing in front of my house and my house is on fire, right? It's on fire, I can see it, it's on fire, right? And you have some people that come over and they're like, hey, what's going on? And you're like, my house is on fire, I don't know what to do, I'm freaking out. And they're like, is it though? You're like, house is on fire. They're like, well, I mean, maybe, but it also could be, this very, very small thing. And you're like, I'm looking at it, it's currently on fire. And they're like, well, I mean, maybe we can get some other people in, maybe we can do some tests, I'm not sure that. And you're like, my fucking house is on fire. And you're like, whoa, 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 aren't we being a little dramatic? Are you sure that your house just doesn't have like a little bit of, soot damage or something? Most houses have a little bit of soot damage. And you're like, I'm watching my house, it's on fire, and it is crumbling to the ground. And they're like, I don't even know what to do with you. And you're like, you have some people that, come through and you're like, my house is on fire, I don't know what to do. And they're like, no, it's not. You're like, well, it's right there. You're like, doesn't look like it's on fire to me. Looks like you're fine. No, it's on fire. It's on fire. I can see it. It's on fire. Like, no, I don't think it is. I think you're just looking for excuses. You're like, be gone, thought. And then you get some people that are like, so what's going on? You're like, well, my house is on fire. They said, well, have you tried this single bucket of water? You're like, I don't think that's gonna work. Well, have you tried? Something tells me that that's not really going to work. You're like, well, maybe, I guess if you think you need it, you can try a second bucket of water. And you're like, that's not why? Why are you even, and they're like, I can't believe you're not even trying to help yourself. Okay, go away. And then you get that one person who comes in and they're like, holy shit, your house is on fire. And you're like, yes, it is. Yes, my house is on fire. Can you help me out? And they're like, I don't know, but I'm gonna do the best I can. That's pretty much what having chronic illness, especially like invisible illnesses, the couple that come to mind are chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, like things that are not, you can't really test for. I mean, you can, but you can. That's kind of what it's been like, is, you know, you're begging people to believe you that your fucking house is on fire, but most people don't believe you, or maybe they do, but they just don't, they can't do anything about it, so they're like, okay, yeah, good luck with that. So that's, yeah, that's not been a very fun part about this whole ordeal, is just I have a very complex about people not believing me, and I've been trying to desperately just do test after test after test to convince people that, hey, I'm not fucking around here, but none of them come back right. But at the same time, the tests that we were doing, we weren't really sure that that was going to give us any results anyway. So then every single time you come back with a new negative test or inconclusive test, and everyone's just looking at you like, are you gonna give this up anytime soon? Or are you just gonna keep playing it this way? And you're like, I'm not trying to fucking play anything. Like, are you sure? Because I think that it's been long enough. I mean, we get it. You know, you can stop at any time. Yeah. And I am an angry and bitter person. And the best parts of me on my channel, I did not want to mar that with what I am as an actual person, as a whole person. I just wanted the retail version of me to be present for the world. I didn't want to talk about any of this. And I'm not going to go into depth into what exactly is going on. There's not any point, and I don't want to bore y'all for a whole hour. It's a very long history. But I want to thank everybody for being with me through this. I mean, my best friends Haley and Matt have been absolutely instrumental in keeping me somewhat sane. And, you know, all the comments, everybody checking in on me, it's been really nice. You know, I forget sometimes that should I shuck off this mortal coil, there are some people that that will notice my absence. So I really appreciate y'all being here. Y'all have been able to help me stay as independent as possible, and for that I am eternally grateful. Now, as far as ASMR videos go, I am going to try to come back as soon as possible. I missed filming, I did, but it's mostly because I cannot afford to be away any longer. I couldn't afford to get sick and be away as long as I did, but what can you do, you know? But if I'm away any longer, I really run the risk of not being able to pay my bills and losing my house, and I don't really want to lose my house. So I've had numerous conversations about this, and it's just, despite how sick I am, I can't not do it, you know? So luckily for me, I had a couple of videos on standby that I was in the process of editing when I got sick, so I have a couple of videos that are like, yes, quality. Woo! And after that, I don't know how good the quality is gonna be. I'm gonna try the best I can. And I don't know how upload scheduling is gonna be. I mean, I've been well enough at least to film this freaking video like 5 times now. So I at least have that. I have that bit to go off of that, you know. And I mean, like last night I was able to go to the store and we did a short little grocery run because there's gonna be a huge fucking snowstorm. And I was able to do that little bit and I did it. I wasn't sure that I was gonna be able to walk around, but I did it. I did it. So that's good. So I hope that it's one of those things that it's like, you know, I can handle it a lot more than I thought I was going to be able to. So yeah, I'm hoping to get back to it pretty quick. And we'll just see how it goes from there. So I, once again, just want to thank y'all for sticking with me, and I really hope that I am able to bring to you some decent things in this next year. I can't promise above and beyond as much as I want to. God, I had so many ideas and so many things that I just don't have the physical ability to do anymore. But it just be like that sometimes. So we're gonna do the best we can with what we have. And that's another one of my personal mottos. So I hope y'all have had a good winter holiday, whatever you've been doing. And I hope y'all have a much better new year. And I hope y'all have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night.